The countdown echoed through the cramped confines of the spacecraft, reverberating in the hearts of the 6 astronauts strapped into their seats. Commander Alexei Volkov's pulse quickened as he watched the red planet loom larger through the viewport. This was the culmination of years of training, the pinnacle of human ambition, the first manned mission to Mars. As they hurtled towards the Martian surface, excitement mingled with apprehension. The tension was palpable as they braced for the impact of touchdown. But as the lander's engines fired to slow their descent, a deafening explosion ripped through the spacecraft, sending shockwaves reverberating through the hull. Smoke filled the cabin as alarms blared, drowning out the crew's frantic shouts. Emergency protocols kicked in as they fought to regain control. But when the smoke cleared, they found themselves marooned on the Martian surface, their vessel crippled beyond repair. As they emerged onto the barren landscape, they were greeted not by the desolate beauty they had expected, but by a world teeming with life. Strange, otherworldly creatures skittered among the rocks, their eyes gleaming with an eerie intelligence. And looming in the distance, towering over the landscape, were the unmistakable shapes of alien structures. With no means of communication with Earth, the crew knew they were on their own. But as they ventured further into this alien landscape, they discovered that they were not the only inhabitants of Mars. A race of enigmatic beings, known as the Guardians, watched over the planet with a mix of curiosity and suspicion. Their leader, a towering figure clad in shimmering armor, greeted the astronauts with a mix of awe and wariness. Through a crude form of communication, they learned that the Guardians had been watching Earth for centuries, silently observing as humanity evolved. As they struggled to survive in this harsh new environment, the crew began to unravel the mystery of Mars. They discovered that the planet was not always the barren wasteland it appeared to be. Millennia ago, Mars had been a thriving world, home to a civilization far more advanced than anything humanity had ever known. But something had happened. Something catastrophic that had laid waste to the planet and all but wiped out its inhabitants. The Guardians had remained behind, tasked with protecting the remnants of their once great civilization. But as they delved deeper into the secrets of Mars, the crew uncovered a startling revelation. The cataclysm that had devastated the planet was not a natural disaster, but an act of war. And the perpetrators were none other than the ancestors of humanity itself. Long before Earth had even begun to take shape, Mars had been home to a civilization of incredible technological prowess. But in their arrogance, they had sought to expand their influence to other worlds, including Earth. What had begun as a mission of exploration had escalated into a full-blown conflict, resulting in the destruction of both civilizations. Haunted by the sins of their ancestors, the crew realized that they bore a heavy burden. They were the descendants of the very beings responsible for the devastation of Mars. But they were also the last hope for redemption, the chance to make amends for the mistakes of the past. With the help of the Guardians, they set out to uncover the truth behind the ancient conflict and to forge a new future for both worlds. But they soon discovered that not everyone was willing to let go of the past. A faction of extremists, bent on revenge, sought to reignite the flames of war and wipe out humanity once and for all. As the conflict escalated, the crew found themselves caught in the crossfire. Surrounded by enemies on all sides, they fought bravely to protect both Earth and Mars from destruction. But as the battle raged on, they realized that victory would come at a steep price. In the end, it was not their weapons or their technology that saved them, but their humanity. In a final act of sacrifice, they reached out to their enemies with an offer of peace, appealing to the shared heritage that bound them together. And so, against all odds, peace was restored to Mars. The ancient conflict that had torn apart two worlds was finally laid to rest, and a new era of cooperation and understanding dawned. The crew returned to Earth as heroes, their names etched into the annals of history. But as they looked up at the stars, they knew that their journey was far from over. For the mysteries of the universe were vast and infinite, and there were countless worlds waiting to be explored. And as long as humanity dared to dream, the possibilities were endless.